Come on out, baby. Menza, how are you? Coming out to. And that's Mijikenda greetings too. Hujambo, jambo. Ana matata. Usihende matata baye. Don't make trouble. That's Mijikenda. Mijikenda has 9 tribes in it. So it's very tricky, and but we speak and we come from the traditions. So about the coconut tree, the coconut tree is considered to be a sacred tree, okay? And the coconut tree produces coconuts. It produces also we call madafu, means when the coconut is not completely ripe, you can eat that with the stuff inside, chunk. It's very, very nice, and the water is very healthy. So we use it for that, and also the plant itself, the stem of the plant itself, it can be used for firewood, and it can be used also for sitting outside like logs, and also when it decays, the manure there seems to be very fertile, so it has many uses. And then the tree itself, on top, it has a fiber that covers the coconuts. The fiber can be used for making fire. It can be used also for making souvenir stuff, for like art. Also, even the coconut itself, or the coconut we call it skull, and the nut itself, the coconut. Inside it's like a skull, little small coconuts, and that nut also can be made outside. The cover itself can be made art, or it can be used for like a cup for drinking, or it can be made some different stuff. It can, in fact, it can be even destroyed and cut into, made to earrings or other things, or even bangles, and they look beautiful when it's used for stuff like that. Also, that container itself can be used for harvesting the coconut wine. See that it can be cut up here in a style that it can have a bigger, more hole, and then it can be fitted up there into the where the coconut tree brings out wine. I'll get to that story. Now, on the top of the coconut tree, it has branches, those branches which grow leaves or have leaves. They can easily fall because they hold into the coconut tree, but they're hard for the first times when they're still new, but later when they get loose to become old, they do lose and come out. Eventually you can see someone that will be hanging around, and for a little time, if the wind comes, they can just go. And also, those can be used for firewood. They can be used for covering the house. People can cut them and make, I would call makuti. It's sewn and made into something very pretty and covers the house from that coconut tree. Then, where the coconuts grow, when it comes out, that mother, which is like a new piece which grows up there, comes out, and it's the one which carries the string the stems that hold the coconuts, and they are very soft. By that time, you can even cut them and chew them because they're very soft. But by that time, the people who harvest, they do come and cut them and chop them, and they're together by that time because there's a fiber which covers that hand which brings out we call it hand, that part which brings out the coconuts. And because it's cut, now coconuts cannot come into because coconut grows into the stems, like the small things, and they grow taller. So before they go like that from those pieces, these bring the wine when they're still new. So they do cut them, and then that goes into, it's covered with a fiber which I told you, which can be found there on the coconut tree itself, and then with strings, and then that little coconut nut which has been cut, now made into like, okay, this is a gourd. This is just to show this is a gourd, where the coconut itself is very close to this, but it's especially smaller, and they can cut it around here, and then it goes inside there, and it's tied together in holes, and the wine goes inside it. Or they can use a gourd, like this one. There are some of them which are longer, they look like a nose. They put timbu mnazi, they call it mnazi, coconut wine. It's very white when it's harvested in bottles. And in fact, when they don't put it in the bottles first, it's harvested in big gourds, the big, and they'll put them inside the stuff, those huge ones, and they go and put them in big drums, even at feet, and it will stay then to be fermenting with it boils, in fact, with steaming, it steams by itself, and then it's from the tree. So those days, when I was growing up, people from where I come from, because they are indigenous, and indigenous people depend on stuff like that, because it's, first of all, it's for libation. When a baby is taken out, it's libation also for the matters of when people are getting treated, and also people drink it during the celebration. So all the people have been drinking it all those years before even countries were known to be known by names. When people were still indigenous, even by themselves, there was no how you call civilization from outside coming into. People were still drinking that and living, and so it's called mnazi. Uni wa kuma badi Jumapili msikumbe meti Shikari anaza modeni dede Shimora sewa sigode bebe Uni wa kuma badi Uni wa deha badi Jumapili msikumbe meti Shikari anaza modeni dede Shimora sewa sigode bebe Allume, shikari. Shikari means police, and because those days, which I'm talking about, when people were selling this, not selling, but of course they sold on the side, but when they used to drink this traditional wine called Nazi, and it's coconut wine, and so the government used to send police to arrest people and beating them up, or sometimes putting them in jail. And sometimes it was just police who go there just to make a raid, yeah, to make money. You know, they arrest people and ask them for money. Hey, give me chai, you know. And then when they get, you know, chai means tea. So chai is, there means that tea. Chai means give me something so I can put my money in the pocket. And so that made me sing songs like this, because first of all, as I said, the traditional wine is holy to us. Yeah, it's something that is considered to be very, very not to be touched and talked about, because it was there before and people used it for traditional matters. And plus, first of all, that's the only plant the people of the coast they can benefit from. They don't have coffee in the coast. Even, yeah, they have little coffee when it's planted in some places like Shimba Hills, but it's not that very successful there. And the primary plant which makes me kind of make money, or in fact right now people sell soap. The soap comes from coconut. We have lots of coconut plants in Kenya, in Mombasa, especially in the coast. The coconut itself produces oil for hair, oil for body, oil, also soap for the body. We're using coconut soap, and so it's a very useful plant. And wine, of course, which people drink. And so, but people kept on fighting about it concerning that, and I think now they allow people to sell. I don't know how they control it, but the thing is for governments to control stuff like that, liquor, and liquor, of course, but it doesn't mean that it's illegal or it's dangerous. When all kinds of liquors are dangerous. I mean, that one, in fact, is not as these other liquors, has nothing preservative from out. The ones which are made by man's hand from outside and cooked and added some stuff in them, those are bad. But natural stuff that comes from the tree has nothing to do with anything. It has no chemicals, has nothing. It has natural sugars. It's natural, so it's not bad. If it's used well. And of course, anything if you use that over maximum, it's gonna hurt you. But in the West, they have grapes. They produce wine, even up to Australia, to South Africa, they have wine. So Africa, Uganda can produce wine from the coconut trees and enjoy it. Hamese kati wajenda sababu yake kabomba kwele that was a song that I had sung before, a political song too, talking. That was one of my brothers had talked about something which was truth about politics, and he was beaten by police and they arrested him. So I was thinking, just leave him alone. First of all, he was not feeling well, but so they because their judgment, their system of judgment system and judiciary system is not good, and especially if you want to, if somebody has been arrested, all they look at you. You are nothing. You are something small, and all for them is power. You have no anybody to fight for you. Even what you say, even if it's truth, they're not going to accept it. You have no lawyers. That was my time, I remember. If you get a lawyer, then you have to be very, very known. And even that, they were not going to listen. They're just going to follow their crooked ways because they are called bad leaders. You know, I mean, you cannot expect to be good only on certain tribes of people, but when you come to the other tribes, you're oppressing them. They don't have lands, they don't have a place to call home. They're living like squatters in their own country, which you say they got independent. What kind of independence is that? And if somebody speaks the truth, they don't want to hear about that. And that is what is not very good about my country and about racism. Not racism, but as a tribalism. The tribalism is nearly to racism. And as you can hear, I have been talking about that, about tribalism, and for a long, long time. And I think maybe now they're going to wake up and see that the only way to eliminate that and make this country move ahead is by eliminating tribalism. Then we're going to live in peace and make sure that we're going to be looked at as a nation that is weak in politics because of tribalism. And when we eliminate tribalism, then we will move ahead. In my country, in Kenya, so when in my musical journey, I came to meet a legend. His name is Joseph Kamaru. Joseph Kamaru Joseph Kamaru is a legend in the Kikuyu tribe. He was a legend of the Kikuyu music, Kikuyu benga music. He sang in Kikuyu. Once in a while he would sing in Swahili, but most of his songs were in Kikuyu, and he would play benga music. So there was a day in the studio, he had a box guitar. So, and then he asked me if he would show me something. So he wanted to play something, so and then he started playing. So he was just playing for fun. And then I said, Mzee, that sounds good. So I said, okay, can you try? So I tried. And then, hey, that's very good, man. Anyway, so I liked playing with Camaro because I get to learn a lot of there also about music, and he was a producer also. You know that he had his own music store where we were practicing. This is how mega star this guy was. He had his own tracks. He had his own. We had tracks that took us, his own cars that took us to go and perform. He had his own equipment, musical equipment, guitars and everything, keyboards. He had a big store with record stores, records inside there. He sold vinylines, he sold cassettes. His store had workers also who worked there, like maybe 8 people worked there in the store, and others maybe who bring stuff from out. The store was large in Nairobi and River Road, and he did very well, indeed. We toured most of the time, and we had a rehearsal place inside that store upstairs, and he had his own office also upstairs where he would sit there. This guy, man, he was so blessed. Camaro, Joseph Camaro. Yes, rest in peace, Daddy. Yeah, he's like my father to me, because he had no son. Yeah, I mean, he had a son, but his son didn't play music. Okay, so this is where it comes to be. I was the only guy in the band who was a little younger, and also I looked more Gikuyu than these other guys. So, and I played guitar, and whenever I played, he liked to stand close to me. So we were playing in shows, you know. So people would think I was his son, and I wasn't his son. And we were great friends. So, but we did a lot. We toured even in Kenya. We went in different places, in Nyahururu, Thika. We played in Limuru. We played in Naivasha, Nakuru, Embu. We traveled a lot with Camaro, and even Mombasa we went with Camaro. We took him to Mombasa, me and Baji Amana, Camaro in Mombasa. Yeah, so we try to get more people to come to my stories, and I'll tell you more about my musical stories. Thank you for being there. And remember, download my music, and that's how I make my money now, because I'm not performing. So, play my music more, my stuff on Reels. Thank you. And my videos.